Bobby, I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't really like to ask family questions, but this is one that I think I have to ask because it's something that I hear from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that when your dad was killed, and
Yeah.
people realize he was killed in the restaurant there, him and your brother and two other people, four people
Yeah.
died there.
Hmm.
And it was a horrible shooting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that you seem like you really don't care uh, about his death. You're kind of cold about it.
I am
And
cold about it.
well,
I'll tell you the truth about that. I am. I felt bad when my brother and my cousin got killed in there,
Hmm.
but the relationship I had with my father, I don't think we ever really bonded, you know.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, I love my father. I still do. But
Yeah.
I don't think we ever really bonded like father and son should have, you know.
eh,
But that's another thing, Lee. Let people think what they want to think.
right. Well,
I got no concern
that
about
that's the
it.
thing
In
that
the
happened in
past.
your family.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I watched the news say that your father was a wannabe mobster, but from what I understand, he was more than a wannabe mobster.
My father was running the neighborhoods, believe me.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But that
I
was
kept,
yeah, that
I
was the
kept my
news.
crew out of the neighborhoods. I was in Somerville, Medford, because my father was in the North End, so I didn't have to be in there. When my father got killed, I had to be in the North End to keep the stronghold for the family. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
did you have any opportunity to save him when those guys walked in there? Did anybody call you and say that send help or anything like that?
No, well, I'll tell you the story. That night that the beef happened in the Victoria and Vinny and Damien beat the kid up, Vinny came to me. I says, "All right, Vinny."
So
I
this,
said,
I'm sorry. So for the people that don't understand, this whole thing started because a couple people from your father's crew beat up a couple people. Is that
"No, no, no.
okay?
My friends beat
Right.
up somebody in my father's crew."
Okay.
Okay. Now, what happened at that point? My family on that side did they kill you in a minute? My brother. You know, um, I argued with my father that night that the beef happened. Vinny came to me. I said, "Vinny, just protect yourself." And Vinny's a harmless kid. I never
Was this the night before he was killed?
night before.
Okay.
All right. I called Vinny. My cousin Ricky calls me. Ricky says to me, "Bobby, let's just straighten this out." I said, "All right, Ricky." He said, "Tell them don't come in the North End until I straighten it out." I said, "All right, Ricky." So they go to the 99 restaurant in Charlestown, not to go in the North End till I told them to go in. By coincidence, my family walks in there. The two
Mm.
kids panic. They called me. First, they wanted me to come for lunch, but I had a meeting with someone. I couldn't go meet them for lunch. Then I get a phone call. "Your father's here. They're all here." I said, "Did they see you?" "No." I said, "Pay the bill and go out the side door and just leave." And Vinny said, "All right, Bobby." And that's what I thought happened. 15 minutes later, I got a call from one of my guys that just left there. He went to pick up my money from my father, and told me they were all shot. You know, it was terrible. I
Yeah.
felt terrible for my family. It was a bad thing. But Sam, we lived on the street. We were gangsters. This is what happens. You know. Mike Franchese tells a story about his father, Sonny, when there was a sit down over money. His father didn't defend him. And if
Yes.
they decided to
Yep.
clip Mike, he was going to get clear. You know the story.
Yep.
This is
Hmm.
how the life is, my friend. There's no fathers, there's no brothers. You know? So just to clear that up, if they want to know about that story. Did
And
I order the murders? Absolutely not.